Boom. We're live. Fucking 1:30 in the morning.
The
Keep doing.
usual.
Yeah, no. We keep doing the late ones for sure. What next week? Next week is 2:38.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're gonna do that on we're doing that early.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it early for sure. It won't be at 1 o'clock in the morning, and we'll do it like earlier in the week. This
Oh,
like
for sure. We'll do
we
like a Wednesday.
fucking maybe get some actual views because like no one's
Yeah.
actually gonna watch this, but I like doing it regardless. It's
For
fun
sure.
to just talk about it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So, fucking, I actually like this card, and I just like the card honestly because I love the morning cards. I love the afternoon cards are my favorite. The ones that start around
10 a.m.
like 2 or 3. Those ones are sick, but this one starts at 10 a.m. I love the morning cards too. Like waking up to
Jeez.
UFC is always like that's a sick buzz, bro.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
are always sick cards.
Bullet theory on some fights?
Yeah, and there's some fun ones, eh? There's some good fights, but oh, I'm just looking at it one more time, bro. This is like a fun card. Like not a lot of like names that a lot of people would know, but this like every fight is gonna be a banger. Like even like the girl fights, like except Tanya Evinger and Landsberg. Like I can see Evinger just like out grappling Landsberg,
Probably.
but like Santana and Malecki, bro, like those girls have no idea how to block. So it's the sickest. They're gonna just slug, bro. They don't give a fuck. They're both like they're I'm not saying they're good strikers or anything, but
They
they
look
have
for counters.
no idea how to block. Yeah, they're just looking for the counters. But no, they're super aggressive. They're pushing the pace, both of
Yeah.
them. And it's weird. I thought Malek would be a little bit of a better striker than what I saw against her against Leo Letson.
She's got some kickboxing fights, though.
That's what I was about to say. That's
Oh,
why
that
I
was it?
thought. Yeah, no, that's good. Like fucking, I didn't have to finish my sentence, but yeah, she didn't look that good in that fight, and then like her kickboxing fights, like she looks okay, right? Like doesn't look like she's getting stung completely like that. But let's start off, I guess, from the bottom. Get over this fight. Well, this fight I think is actually gonna be pretty fun. First fight of the
Yeah.
night. Danilo
Bilardo.
Bellardo. I want to say Bellardo, but I don't think that's what it is. Belluardo,
Bilardo? Yeah.
and
It's gotta
Joel
be.
Alvarez. Joel. Um, listen. First of all, Joel's fucking huge. He's like what? He's got to be this. I think he's the same height as Vic and fucking Jalen Turner.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no, he's 5'11. Joel.
No. That's you think he's 5'11.
Oh, maybe he's like 6'2.
He's 6'3", bro.
No way.
Oh yeah, he's six
Maybe.
three. Go watch. Look, there's no way UFC will take me off for this. Maybe I can find the picture.
Wow, 6'3 at 155. That's not bad.
What's Vic 6'3" too, right? I'm pretty sure. And Turner. Or are they 6'1"? It's one of the two. They're 6'1" or 6'3". Search it up super quick.
I'm searching up Jalen
Pull that up.
Turner.
Yeah. Pull it up, Gib, like how Rogan
Jamie,
does the
pull that
game.
up.
Yo, Jamie, pull that up.
Young Jamie. Yeah, it says he's about 6'3". Exactly.
Who, Vic?
Jalen Turner is. So
Yeah, okay, so that would make Joel Alvarez pretty much the tallest guy in the division. I'm telling you, he's 6'3". Yeah, look, okay, it says here 6'2", but when I watched the video, I can guarantee it. He was
yeah,
6'3" in the video, but it says like on his fighter profile here. Obviously, you guys can't see it, but the UFC fighter profile, not Tapology. That's why I don't like going by Tapology stats.
yeah.
But except their records, but they on UFC is 6'2", so he's tall.
I think for the true height, you really have to just watch the weigh-ins because I haven't even watched that yet. But you definitely see where everybody stacks up.
Yeah, and the only reason I'm saying talking about his height pretty much here is we always like to talk about the height and the size of guys. It doesn't matter a lot, but I am just like fascinated by some of their fucking sizes, bro. Like some of these guys are really big for the division,
dude.
like huge, bro. Or we'll talk about some other people after this, but pretty much Joel Alvarez on the floor. That guy's got super long legs, and he's got an actual like pretty tricky guard, man. So if you know, and he knows how to use his legs. That's the thing. You don't always like. It's very. I don't. I want to know what kind of level of jiu-jitsu he is, because um, like pretty much you don't. You're not always using your legs how he is. Like he doesn't do it in all of his fights, but when he does use when he hits the ground, he does use his legs right away and stuff. A lot of uh, like I'm just pretty much saying I'm running off track, but I'm pretty much saying he has to be higher than he's a high level grappler at least, because like a lot of the guys I see in the UFC don't use their legs right away, or like won't use their legs at all when they're on the bottom, and they'll just be using the upper body or whatever, and you can tell like who's like comfortable down there and stuff, and he's actually comfortable in the guard and everything like that. So I like him, but this Italian kid Danilo, bro, he's just like he doesn't quit with the grappling at all. Um, I think I'm gonna switch my sides right now a little bit. But I think I'm gonna go with Joel.
Really?
Yeah, and I said the 5 minute breakdown. That was definitely more than 5 minutes.
Oh no, yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot to put the fucking timer.
All good.
So you get the whole 5 minutes
If
right
you want to
now.
throw it on me, I'll do it.
Yeah,
Um,
you got 5 minutes right now. Just muck it.
yeah, man. So Danilo Bilardo, awesome first debut in the UFC. I think he got like a diving knee for like 13 or 15, 17 seconds actually, and knocked that guy out. And from there on, pretty much, I think he got a sub, then he decision, lost one fight, and then he's been okay since. With Joel Alvarez coming in, though, he looks pretty impressive, man. Even though he did lose against Demir, I still think he's got some decent traps in there waiting for you. He keeps a lot of the strikes at a minimum, but his grappling is super good, and he's got a great guard, like you were saying. He's one of those guys who can actually wrap up a safe guillotine, even if someone rushes him and goes for a takedown. Like, man, you can get sliced up with that. Um, other than a bit of a off striking match with Demir, I think at a distance, Danilo Bilardo at the same time, he's got some decent punches, decent clinches, can really pull people down and slam them really nice. And I think that's what he brings to the table. Lots of boxing and wrestling, keeps it simple, and definitely has had his 3-fight losing streak in the amateurs, but is currently on a 6-fight win streak. So doing okay. Um, I don't know, man. I like you said, you might have to go for Bilardo here. Well, maybe he does it.
You're my favorite. We both just switched our picks completely. You were going for Alvarez before we started, and I was going for Bilardo, and now I'm going for Alvarez, and you're going for Bilardo. That's the best. No, that's crazy. Yeah, because I no, I can see it happening too, though. To be completely honest, man, I can see it happening. Because like he's a good grappler too. Well, not a good grappler, but he's just like doesn't stop, bro. But yeah, you actually you mocked that in like 2 minutes. That was sick. You saved their ass there. Okay, so 5 minutes starting now for our next fight. I'm gonna bucket, and I'll for you guys actually bucket. 5 minutes. Ready? Go. Okay, Stasic and Devin Clark. I'll go first. Don't worry.
Yeah, this will be quick.
Yeah. So I got Stasic. I actually have him in a little play, 1.5 units. I like plus 313, like a parlay or something. Yeah. First of all, you know Stasic trains with Krokop.
Really?
Yeah, it trains with Krokop.
Oh my god.
Yeah. bro. And that guy, like, I don't know. I completely didn't remember him well. I just remember him pounding out Jeremy Kimball on the ground when I was before I did the tape, and then I was like, oh, I think he's like wild on the feet, bro. And then I go watch a tape. He doesn't throw a whole lot, to be
No,
honest.
never.
Doesn't throw a whole lot. But bro, he's huge for 205. To be honest, he's not like tall or anything, but he's a unit, bro. For 205, he's a unit, bro. He used to fight at heavyweight, and he was the
Two
heavyweight.
bills
Yeah, he was the heavyweight
plus for
champ in
sure.
Russia. He's a monster, and uh, no, I was just thinking of fucking all the times Devin Clark's like look at all of his last fights, bro. Like Rakic, that was like a back fist, not even a spinning back fist, just a back fist.
Yeah,
You know, that was jokes.
it was a weird
Um,
punch though.
yeah, that's why I was laughing. I was
Just
like, bro,
across.
that poor guy's been fucked, bro. Rakic fucked him up like that. Um, Blakovic caught him in like the most one of the weirdest standing weird nakeds I've
He
ever
got him
seen.
off the fence. Yeah,
Yeah, that was fucked.
that was smart.
Alex Nicholson, fucked. That did you ever see that knockout? That's a fucked up knockout. That was like I think that was like the last few seconds of the round, and he just slumped Devin Clark, bro. Slumped him. Oh, oh, that was fucking unbelievable. And then what was the other? Those were the three, yeah.
Yeah,
And those three were fucking all hilarious. Like how he gets like stock is just like it's fucked. Like he doesn't like pretty much what I'm saying is like a super unlucky guy, bro. Because he was doing good in the Rakic fight. He dropped Rakic with like a left hand.
yeah.
Looked good. I've never seen Devin Clark like I've seen him drop people. Well, I don't think I've seen him drop too many people. But especially to drop a guy like Rakic, he caught him and he blitzed him right at the beginning. That was pretty sick. But he ended up getting dropped. And his chin's super questionable, bro. Um, I also think Stosage might be. Well, not might be. He's definitely gonna rip up Devin Clark's legs. I'm
Dude, he's
taking up a
there.
lot of time. Yeah, I got Stosage. I need to leave you
Wow.
sometime. But I got Stosage. I think he's gonna rip up Devin Clark's legs. I think he's gonna land a kill shot, knock out Devin Clark. I think Stosage is very hard to take down.
He does have a nice right leg kick. Strozik.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
got a nasty leg kick. Yeah.
yeah, man. I think Drago Strozik walks around at 2 bills at least. Chases people around, and he's pretty impressive at that weight and at that kind of stature, very wide set. Follows people pretty well. Gives out the right leg kick. He got a nice overhand. Everything is explosive. He's got a lot of strength. Probably bench people off him if he really needed to. You know, he's lost previously. Jiri Przaka. Przaka, previously, not in the UFC though.
No. Yuri's a fucking monster, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You ever watch Yuri fight in Ryzen? Like he's a fucking animal, eh?
Uh, I
I
think.
ripped open my mouth in jiu-jitsu.
Oh, really? A couple
Yeah.
days ago? Shit.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh no,
Yeah.
bleeding every now and then.
No.
Like after?
I got
Good.
like a cream,
Oh, okay.
like just in case I didn't want it to get like fucking staph
Oh.
or like infected,
I've never had
died
that.
or anything. Because I think it's definitely like a little. Obviously, it's swollen. It's probably
My
infected a little
first
bit
really
for
bad
sure.
one was
But
I got a staph on my wrist. That was
I
terrible.
got like I got
couldn't
like a
even go to the gym.
steroid. I had to get a steroid, brother.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Jose could be a little.
There it is. There's the timer, but just say who you got. Say who you got.
Oh, I got Devin Clark actually. I was gonna say he rocked Rakic in that same fight where he got knocked out, and he seems to have some real rough punches when he does get in there. He's like a bear, and he can shake people around, go for takedowns pretty well. He'll have to go up against that leg kick and hope that Stozic stays a little scared and cautious away from him. But yeah, I got Devin Clark.
Okay. Next one,
Just
I'm
because
gonna
Joe's
kill this
an
one.
idol.
All right, Bia Malecki, and Duda Santana. Bro, I thought Duda Santana was Alex Oliveira's sister. They just like
Isn't
train at this. No, no, no. I don't think
she?
so.
They,
They
they
just train
call
at the
her
same gym
Cowboy
or
Zena
something.
or something.
Yeah, Cowboy Zena. They
That's
call her.
jokes. That's a more original nickname than fucking Spartans. There's another one on this fucking card too.
Who?
I think it's like Amir. No, Giagos maybe. Yeah, Chris Giagos. He's a fucking Spartan. Get the hell out of here. Like, come on, like we gotta exchange these nicknames.
um. Okay, so what I would say is like fucking Duda Santana. And Bia Malecki. But these girls like no clue who they were, eh? No
Nah,
clue. I had to do the tape on
I
these
did
girls. Like
better.
I knew Bia Malecki from Ultimate Fighter. I remember her. She's a pretty girl in Ultimate Fighter. No clue who Dulu Santana was. She has like one fight on YouTube. Pretty much
Rough
impossible to
fight.
find tape. And pretty much my verdict is they both have no idea. They're not UFC material.
They're rough.
Uh, Pretty much this should be a setup fight for Bia Malecki, but it's like a little bit tougher than that because it's a closer fight than that. Like I don't know, but because they both have no idea how to block. Like I was saying, they have no idea how to block, bro. Their striking defense is horrible. Both of them, and they both come forward. They throw bombs. Um, Malecki, from what I've seen, is probably the more competent grappler of the two, and probably the more seasoned striker, right? Because she was a kickboxer,
Yeah.
whatever, or Muay Thai, one of the two. And but Duda throws some bombs and shit, bro. She looks like a big girl. And
Oh yeah.
I tripped out hard because I thought this fight, because it says on Tapology, that's why I can't go by Tapology. I thought it was at 145 this fight. It's at 135. And they're both big girls, bro. I didn't think they like Duda can make
Oh yeah. It says
135.
45 here.
I didn't think Duda can make 135. Like Bia Malecki, I knew like, okay, that's 135, but dude, bro, on tape, Duda Santana looks fucking like a big girl, buddy. Like she looks like she's
She's big.
definitely in the 145, but she's bigger than Felicia Spencer for sure. That's what it looks like. But yeah, I got Bia Malecki.
All right. Um.
You got
uh,
2 minutes and 10 seconds.
all good. I agree. They both don't really have much of a guard, but I think that's just because they have a very open kickboxing kind of stance. It's worked for them in the past. I think Duba tends to use more 1-2s and jab crosses with her kicks at the end, whereas Bia Malecki likes to use that teep, and she has a lot of faith in kind of going back and forth and bouncing in and out of her ranges. I think she might be the better kickboxer, but I think uh, Duba throws the harder punches, and I think she might block just a little bit more than her just because she throws the 1-2 a bit. So she'll be a little more active with the hands. I think Duba takes her out actually, but I think they're both a little bit sloppy, and this is a pretty even fight. They both don't have very many fights, and I mean, from here they're just gonna go on to fight like possibly like lose scenarios, right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
fights where they're set up to lose. So I don't know. I think Duba Santana is better out of the two.
yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm fucking playing
Oh,
2K as
all good,
usual.
all good.
That's why I was
I
like,
tried
I'm
to
not
set up
even
that
here
one
right
for you.
now. What the fuck's happening? I can't pick anything. I couldn't pause the game. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, we got bear time still.
Yeah, Nick Keenan and Frank.
Okay, Nick Hine, I think his name is. I have no idea. But and Frank the Tank Camacho.
Oof, love this fight.
Um,
If
yeah.
you put
So
this fight on any card, like before or after this, it could steal the show if the show isn't that good, or like if the co-main event and main are like sleeping.
I don't know. I don't think Nick's like super entertaining like that. He's fucking pretty boring, brother. He's not like a monster or anything.
Oh, these guys can go to war, man.
Frank makes the fights like super fun. I really like Frank in this fight. I was thinking about playing him. I should have actually probably played him. Probably the better pick than Stolcich, but we'll see. But I passed for a reason, I guess. But Frank's a fucking monster, bro. Like that, he just doesn't have a boring fight.
No,
Like that fight against Jeff Neal was fucking. What a fight that was, Jesus. My man got fucked up though by Jeff Neal, and then his fight against Drew Dober. That's another
favorite
good
fight.
one. No, his best one was the one against Damian Brown. That
Oh
was
my god,
fucking sickening. That was an unbelievable fight.
he comes to play.
Yeah. So he only has one win in the UFC. I really hope he gets a win here. He definitely. I I want to go see super quick for if he's training somewhere else. If he's still in Guam, or is that Timo Yama? Has he always been at Timo Yama? No, he's at Timo Yama with a bunch of people actually. But wow, that's sick. Okay. Yeah, he just brings the pressure, bro. He's probably gonna be the better Actually, I don't know to be honest about that, but he's a good grappler too, I think. And he's definitely gonna be throwing the harder bombs too. He's gonna be moving forward the whole time. He's not the guy to move back. The only thing is his cardio, and Nick Hearn can definitely drain that cardio. Um, I got Frank doing this fight, obviously. Yeah, I got Frank. Go ahead, dude.
It's crazy because both these guys actually went up against Drew Dauber. Um, Nick Keen went up against him earlier on and actually got a W over him, whereas Frank went all 3 rounds, and that was a brutal fight too. Um, I mean, he stayed toe to toe with guys who are way bigger and have a lot more strength, who can move him back, and he's right up in there. Nick Keen, I think, is more of a fast and good striker. When he does land those counter hooks on the way back and when he's backing out, he's got great shots to the midsection and a nice southpaw style with like a piston left hand. He throws that down the middle, real nice. Tends to fend off a lot of people with that, and has people kind of taking a lot more breaks. And he can still fight off that back foot when he starts to get backed up on the fence. But Frank Camacho looks really good when he gets people to the fence. He has a lot of toughness on the feet that you see by every other fighter. And when he does lose, it's a split decision, against another high level fighter. The Jeff Neal fight was awesome. I mean, Jeff Neal is already a high level striker, so it was. You have to be a real high level striker to take out Frank Camacho and just stand with him. And Nick Keen is definitely, I think, a pretty fast striker. But I think a lot of what Frank also has is on the ground. And when he does carry, when Frank Camacho does get you there, you can definitely make something happen. He does a decent ground and pound as well, and was pulling off arm triangle before he got onto the UFC before the Jing Liang fight. So. Yeah, I think Frank Camacho actually brings the pressure and lands that money right hand that he seems to have. Even Jing Liang to bounce off that a few times before he was able to take it back. So yeah, I got Frank Camacho in this one too.
Frank the Tank. Boom. We beat the time again. We're the best. Okay. Stevie Ray and Santos up next. I'll let you take this one first. Go ahead.
So I know we were actually talking about this earlier on in the week. Stevie Ray been on a bit of a bad luck streak recently, not doing too well, but was kind of possibly given that last W on Buddy who lost to Darren Till. But I don't know. I think he could be ready to take on Leonardo Santos. He's had a long break, man. That could be a good thing though, since 2016, and he was set up to fight Aubin Mercier, which is a high level fight that he actually could have. After the Gilbert Burns fight, I actually think he could have been a very big danger to OAM's reputation there. He also almost had a fight against Nick Lentz, so now he's having this one. He's got a great right hand, actually, and he tends to feint it a lot and make people scared of it just because it lands quick early. But what he does is he feints that right so often that once people are biting on that, he throws a high kick and just changes the game. And this guy's more of a ground guy. Gets lots of arm triangles and really tends to wrap people up in chokes, but he can punch. He beat up Kevin Lee actually, but before he got really big.
Yeah, but like that was kind of lucky, no?
Really?
I don't know.
Watch that one.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
No, I just looked it on top. I'm like, oh shit.
Like Kevin, he got dropped, right? But like I don't know.
I think we'll have to see how much of a ground threat he is. I mean, Stevie Ray can be pretty decent as well. Break when he gets you in the ground and pound, or even a rear naked. Had some problems against Cajun Johnson just running around. That seems to be his biggest problem. Where are guys like Paul Felder who can ground pound him back. I don't know. I actually think he takes this one. I think he beats Leonardo Santos here, man. Obviously, he lost to Cajun and Paul, but I think Justin Yari might bring him back on the winning tracks and maybe get a second one in. And I don't know. I just think Leonardo Santos had a bit of a long layoff. He's still only 39, so not 40 yet.
Yeah, but still, I know what you mean. Like,
I got Stevie Ray though, man.
Okay.
I think this is his to win.
I think I was like I agree with everything you said. To be honest, like with the layoff and everything like that, and he can definitely get cracked. Leonardo Santos. He's not the most polished striker, but neither is Stevie Ray.
No,
And
you're right.
if this does hit the floor, it's game over.
For Stevie Ray, for sure.
Santos is a fourth degree black belt, like I'm pretty sure he's the head jiu-jitsu coach at Nova Union. Like I'm almost positive. So he's ridiculous. I'm just thinking, like I don't know what to say. If it hits the ground, it's game over, like I said. But like I don't want to be stupid and say like Santos has the better stand up, but it like fuck. Sometimes he's a little bit more active. He's a little bit smarter with his decisions. He's got a nice job and everything. Like it's hard to say he doesn't have the better stand up.
Oh yeah.
I got Santos here, but I think he can take him down at one point. If he doesn't, it'll hit the floor. Maybe at one point, and he'll sub him. Boom. Another under 5. Next one, I'll go first. Evander and Landsberg. I thought I should have played this one as well. Just think of that super quick. Yeah, I might actually make a play before we're done here on everything.
Right.
I might make a play on something before we're done here. I like Tanya Evander, bro. I just thought of that, man.
She only lost to like high level people too. Aspen Ladd and Kunskaya.
She beat Kunitskaya. Never lost to Kunitskaya,
Oh,
did she?
sorry. Tanya Evinger lost to Aspen Ladd.
Yeah.
Nina Landsberg lost to Yana. My bad. Yeah.
Oh, Lena Landsberg lost to Aspen Ladd too. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that
yeah.
was back though. But it was I
They
was
have a lot of the same fighters. That means Cyborg, Yarna, Aspen Ladd. They fought a lot of the same fighters. Pretty much, Tanya. Like I've seen, Lena Landsberg just get out grappled a lot,
hmm
and Tanya Avenger is a very good not a very good grappler, but she's just relentless. So
Oh
if you
yeah.
don't knock her out, she's probably gonna beat you. And yeah, I got Tanya Avenger here. I left you that one.
You know what? Tanya Evinger, like you said, I mean, she can mount you and just get to work. And she's constantly trying to get to the back, constantly getting from side control. They fought a lot of the same people, both Cyborg and Aspen Ladd. Lena Landsberg going up against Yana Kutskaya, but I actually think that fight could have been as difficult for Tanya Evinger as well. You never know. She did get a win over Gina Mizani. That's about it. And Lucy Moldova. I mean, she's the elbow queen for a reason.
I like Pudilova,
Yeah, yeah.
but like she just has to refine maybe a little bit of her striking, just a tiny bit, maybe make it a bit more polished. But she's nasty. She's super aggressive and shit.
I think Lena Landsberg's short shots, her being the elbow queen, she's really is well good at that. Good left hooks, good inside short shots. But I think you're going to need a lot more than that to take on Tanya Evinger because if you miss those short shots or if they get jammed up, I mean Tanya Evinger is going to take you down. It's not going to be pretty. So I think the grappling of Tanya Evinger does it. Um, I think Lance Reyes definitely has a chance on the feet if she lands some big, quick, really fast shot. But I think Tanya Evinger has banged a lot of people stand up just as good, if not up there too. So I got Tanya Evinger in this one as well. I think she gets to the ground pretty quick.
Yeah, you tell them, buddy. You make sure you tell them, okay?
Tell him a town.
Um, boom, we killed that one so quick. I was trying to waste some time there.
Oh,
Uh, we killed that one. Sorry, I'm lost right now. I like lost my page and everything. That's
oh
horrible.
uh, we're actually at that other fight.
Okay, that guy Rostam Akhman and Sergey
The fun
Konchokov.
one.
So the two new guys.
This one could be good to watch,
I
actually.
think so. I think it'll be fun. Um, Rostam, I thought I was hairy. That guy's like unreal how hairy that guy is. Holy. But like I was gonna take Sergey before,
He's a
and then but like Rostam, he brings much of the same game that Sergey has, but he doesn't do all the spinning shit, and the spinning shit gets you in trouble a lot. And he already said, I didn't like that he said expect the spinning kicks and stuff like that. Like, bro, go fuck yourself with that. I don't need that.
bro. Go fuck.
Yeah, fucking. I guess it's trying to be exciting and stuff, but I don't want to see that, bro. I don't care about that, man. Um,
I think that changes pretty quick when you miss.
yeah, I guess so. I got Sergey though. Still, I think he's faced a lot of the better competition. I think that's going to play a factor. Being that he faced the better competition,
In the six
and
fights he had, yeah.
Rostam, all those guys. He's just been fighting guys in Sweden, so yeah, that was that one.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Sergey Kandovka, Yeah, he's got some damaging punches. Really goes for lots of hooks to the body, hooks to the head. Has a nice trigger finger, itching on a left hook that he throws. He's got the spin kick to the body. Very well balanced, man. I like what I see. Definitely perfect for the UFC. And those spinning kicks are great. I can see why he wants to finish pretty much every fight with that. But again, there's some people you're going to be able to get and some people you're not. And you really have to make sure that you can pull the trigger on this thing and land it, because like nothing's worse than missing and then having somebody take you down and then make your life a living hell. And now getting up is the only thing you need to do. Um, Rustin Ackman, on the other hand, this guy is fierce. Um, not that his technique is out the window.
Yeah. Okay.
Throws sinks at people.
Yeah. He's
Super
fun.
rough. He gets close at people, and these short shots look like they'll like throw your head out the window, man. Uppercuts to the ceiling and good knees in the clinch. I like that. He gets people to the corners, and I think that's where Rustam wins this fight. If he gets Sergey in the corner, that's it. No spins, nothing. It's over. He's gonna get pounded by a bunch of body shots, and then he's gonna get popped by a big headshot. He likes to throw 3, 4 shots to the body and then one big headshot, or a few headshots and then one to the body, and then he'll just rep it constantly. Great when he gets to mount, and he's just a real scrapper, both on the ground and on the floor. Obviously, if he misses something and Sergey comes back, I think he has the faster hands. But Rosten Ackman is going to be a problem for him all fight. So I think Ackman could be a wolf in sheep's clothing here with being 6-0. I think. Like you said, the quality of opponents he's had are on a different level. And, for the most part, Sergey has kind of stayed in home turf for a long, long time.
Okay. We beat that one again. Boom. Just beat that one too.
All right.
Okay, now I honestly didn't give a fuck about that last fight. Like it's
Oh,
gonna be fun to watch, but those guys are like, I don't know. They didn't look like they were UFC quality to me.
mm,
Like they look.
I think Rustam can bust some people
Oh,
up.
I just saw Rustam has.
And
I saw his amateur record. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, no losses.
No, he's
Oh
got
no,
two
wait, one.
losses,
Sorry, two. Oh my
but
god,
he's got a lot of fights.
bro, this guy was ready to go when he was pro, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My lord.
That's why he's undefeated. He's got a lot of fucking practice under his belt. So that 6-0 is deceiving, bro. Um, yeah, okay, our next fight, Daniel Taylor and Sung Bin Joe. Um, I like Sung Bin Joe to start because I just hate the way Daniel Tamer fights. Not a big Daniel Tamer fan at all. Not a big Daniel Tamer fan. But like Sung Bin Joe isn't any better, to be honest. They're like, I guess I retract my statement from before saying it's good. Oh, it's gonna be a good card because like a lot of super even matchups that are like looking like they're gonna be slaughter knockers. Um, this one is one of them. Both these guys like to throw heat. Daniel's the younger brother of David, or older brother, I think, of David, but like they call him a little tamer. But I'm pretty sure it's the older brother too. Um, he's a little monster, to be honest. He throws a lot of heat, but he's in trouble when he faces grapplers and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, Fish Gold fucked him up.
Fish Gold fucked them up. I knew that for sure was gonna happen. Who else did he? Arcade destroyed him. Like, I don't know, man. Fucking, he's not. I don't think he's a good fighter compared to his brother. He's like nothing close. Um, Sung Bin Joe, on the other hand, he's been looking good. but it's like the competition he's fighting doesn't look too good, anyways. So I think Sung Bin Jo is gonna win. Actually, I think Daniel Tamer is gonna win. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to go 3 rounds. But I got Daniel Tamer. You can go good.
I think Sun Bin Jo is going up against a pretty high level vet for his first fight. Um, if it was against certain people, I actually would probably pick this guy. I really like the way he fights. He's almost glued to fighters, keeping them from backing up or trying to escape, and he likes to rush. He's got a nice sparking hook and cross. If it doesn't already net him the takedown, um, he he turns up the heat and will flurry people who get up too slow. And he's really scary when he throws hand more than once. Like he'll throw a right hand 2 to 3 times. So like a right hand, a right hook, a right uppercut, and then with the left he can do the same thing. Nuts. Sometimes he tends to stay on one side only, which might might kind of impair him, especially in this fight against Tamer. Tamer's a solid striker, and when he lands on fighters who change levels, like when they go for takedowns. Now the problem with this is you can't land everything. You change levels to counter people who are trying to take you down. Like against Chris Fishgold, he did it a few times, but then Chris Fishgold kind of got him and was able to take him down pretty quick and take his back really early. And even though Daniel Tamer is great at fighting out of stuff early, which most people are, eventually you're just going to get beaten up by the better grappler if you don't make a really big change or scare him. And Daniel Tamer can sometimes worry a little bit much about that. And if the grappling gets mixed in, David Tamer has problems. But generally, this guy's really fast to jump on people, brawl, and strike, both hands low and hands up. And I'm sure he's getting better at grappling, but it's just kind of not there yet. So maybe if Sung Bin Jo does go for something, I think Daniel Tamer might be able to defend it. Seeing as Sung Bin Jo is very similar to Daniel Tamer in the sense that most of his fights are all standing anyway. And he isn't. I think he has a few. I think he has maybe one or two finishes like submission wise, but again, hasn't really been outside of his own place, and I think this is a big fight. So I got Daniel Tamer in this one. I think he wins his first one in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also have him too. I also have him as well. The tape made me change my mind. Um, Crystals Giagos and Demir Hadzovic.
Yeah.
You can go first, bud.
So yeah, Chris Giagos made a bit of a Chris Giagos, bit of a weird fight against Mizuta Hirota. Was pretty much able to keep him on the floor for like the entire fight. Um, Hirota tended to beat him up a little bit near the end of the rounds, I think. But obviously, it was when Hirota needed to land just something to keep him in the fight. And, he kept him on the floor in the entire second round and really beat him up. Not much striking to really deal with, other than when he gets up. Any fighter would be super exhausted. But Chris Giagos really goes to those takedowns. Really likes to control people. Throws some pretty nice high kicks after his 1-2s as well. And I think he's pretty decent at firing back at people, especially when people are trying to push him to the fence or the floor, because he'll very easily reverse that or even have you on the fence early. Whereas Damir Hadzovic, he's very careful on the stand-up. He can keep a nice pace throughout with a really good jab that keeps people honest. He looks to pinpoint where people are, and he really surprises people with the authority of some of the punches he throws. He means business when he really strikes people up. He was KO'd by Mirbek Tysonov, but I still think he has a really good gas tank in general. I think Damir Hadzovic could be a little dangerous, man. He threw actually I screwed up really early on, and I meant to say Damir Hadzovic got that like 7-second knee I think over Martin Held. I think I said that Daniel Bellardo did that one. I got some notes mixed up. My bad, guys. But yeah, I mean, we can see that again. You never.
You said Bilardo did that. I didn't even think that.
I did. Yeah. And now that I think about it, I looked at notes again. So they
That
do that to
joke.
Martin Held in 7 seconds. We haven't seen that knee since. So you never know. We might see another opening knee for.
That's yo. That's the funniest thing in the world. I just looked at everything in.
I literally looked up his Tapology and I saw his knee. I'm like, wait, I talked about this. Wrong fighter. Yeah, but I think he can end up throwing that knee into Chris Giagos if he goes for a takedown stupidly. So yeah, I got Damir Hadzovic in this one.
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. I wish I fucking was listening to that. I always book you on those too,
Yeah.
because you always have the notes mixed up.
Well, sometimes I'll throw a note here and there, and I'll start typing, and then I'm in a wrong box, but I just think that I've completed typing it. So I'm like, well, it's somewhere.
It's
It's somewhere on the notes.
that's the best. Okay, I'm done. Next fight. Oh no, I have to go.
Having this.
Yeah, I have to go. I'm just gonna be super quick. I got Hadzovic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this fight that much though.
Oh, true.
Diagos didn't look super impressive against an old shot Hirota. That might have been Hirota's last fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like it.
So then he looked not too good against Charles Oliveira too. And Hadzovic, I don't know, man. He's not the greatest fighter either, but the knockout of Polo Reyes was pretty nasty, and Nick Hine win. Yeah, I got Demir here. Demir all day. Okay, next up, Chris Fishgold, Makwan, Mr. Finland, Amir Khani. Both good wrestlers, like good grapplers. Fishgold's like grappled at Polaris, I'm pretty sure, and stuff like that. Against Marcin Held, I think. Um, both good grapplers though. I could see Fishgold taking this though.
Yeah.
Mach 1 never throws on his feet, like rarely. Like through first time he even threw more than he usually throws ever was in the Jason Knight fight. But yeah, he's usually not like that. He's more of a wrestler kind of guy, and he can hold you down and stuff like that. Um, I do like Chris Fishgold here though. I don't think he'll be held down for 3 rounds or anything like that. I just worry about his cardio a little bit though. Gib?
Yeah. Mach 1 is pretty dangerous, man. This guy throws a lot of crazy strikes, diving knees, lots of. Could even throw a spinning backhand, and he's one of those guys who can get your back as well. So always like deadly from all angles, pretty much, especially in that first round. I think he comes out pretty much hands low, nothing up, no sort of block or guard. Obviously, that John Kavanagh kind of style, training with all those guys, Gunnar Nelson and Connor and everyone from SPG. But Chris Fishgold has taken everybody down, man. I mean, this guy's very difficult to stop with his combination of boxing and grappling. He's able to tackle people, and it's very difficult for them to get up. And I think he's just as good at getting the back as Amir Khani is, because I think they're both really good at it. They both have great mounts and elbows from that mount. Especially since, like you said, Amir Khani's working with guys like Gunnar Nelson and everything. Whereas Fishgold, I think will be moving positions a lot, and I think he has a real high level pace that's going to be a problem if Amirkhani is going to have his hands really low, and I don't think Chris Fishgold will have too much of a problem gauging the distance and getting in there quick. He's got some pretty fast high kicks that he can get moving, and if those add up, it'll be tough for Amir Khani to move around throughout the fight. And Fishgold's takedowns and submissions will be right there for him. He was able to take down Daniel Tamer. Again, pretty easy, but this is a striker who does throw punches at people who change levels, and I don't think Mach 1 really does that often, so it'll be hard to kind of stop Fishgold going for a lot of those shoots. I think Chris Fishgold actually beats him up on all fronts here, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we both have Fishgold there. Okay, co-main event time, Rakic and Manoa, and I have Rakic in that 1.5 unit parlay with Stosic and one more play in the card. That really like Rakic here, especially because I know he's a willing grappler. If he sees Manoa is gonna be, he's not a stupid fighter at all. Very intelligent fighter, to be honest. He makes some mistakes, obviously. He's still young and everything, so he's gonna make mistakes. But he's a smart fighter, a very good striker, and a good grappler too. And he's huge for 205. I like him a lot. I think he knocks out Manoa or submits him. I think he's gonna definitely all grapple Manoa. Manoa's in trouble, in my opinion.
Jimmy Manoa, I get what you're saying. Definitely is in trouble, but he carries heat and a pretty much one-punch bomb that is ready to go at any time. He's got that Derek Lewis, presence to him. He only really has to tap you, and that Thiago Santos fight was nuts. Just him brawling it out is absolutely nuts. The punches that he takes to move forward, and just the punches he's willing to exchange with you to add up to his are very scary. And I don't think a lot of guys could take those punches. Like anyone else in there, instead of Thiago Santos, probably would have lost that fight. Rakic definitely carries a lot of toughness as well, getting rocked by Devin Clark. So it's not like he hasn't faced any guys who punch hard before and win those fights. And Rakic was getting kneed on the fence as well after that big shot that he took against Clark, and then kept it going, and got a weird spinning back fist. And as much as those weird kind of shots tend to steal fights, I mean, we all know how effective they are. Yair Rodriguez won that last fight with a really weird elbow, right? And that kind of move that Rakic was going for is something similar to that, just something that you wouldn't think could knock a person out, and all of a sudden they run into it. When people get desperate, when people really dig down, sometimes you get hit by it, and Rakic is one of those diggers. So is Jimmy Manoa when he gets into a lot of those brawls and they're both standing there. Other than Manoa's punches and big moves, he's got a pretty decent guillotine that he can lock up if he does get you down there. I don't think he really performed very many submissions. I don't know. I think Rakic is definitely fit and ready for this sort of test. But Jimmy Manoa always has a bomb waiting, and I think he's at 7,000 something on DraftKings. So if you're predicting a knockout or something, I'd take it. But I think Rakic should win this fight pretty much, and there's no doubt why he's the favorite in this. So I think Rakic a little bit healthier and just a bit more up to date, ready to fight the vet.
Okay, I think so too. I think he's ready.
Yeah.
Sorry if we don't sound super well, you sound good. I just fucking don't sound super enthusiastic right now. I'm so tired. It's 2:30 in the morning.
We're on the main event anyway.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, main event time. Gustafsson and Anthony Smith. I got Gustafsson. in my parlay there with Stasic and Rakic. Um, I do like it a lot. I think Gustafson's gonna manhandle Anthony Smith, especially if he chooses to wrestle with him or anything. Like uh, Gustafson's the same guy that it wasn't DC he picked up. It was John Jones, right? Yeah, it was definitely John Jones, not DC. But like he took down John Jones like nothing, and he's a good grappler too. You saw him against Blakovic, and he always does good. I won't say always, obviously, because he had the fuck. Who was it? Rumble.
Oh,
Rumble knocked him out in Sweden, but he usually does good in
knocking
Sweden.
everybody out though.
Yeah, he was knocking
Pretty sure like
everybody out.
Johnson knocked out Texera after that, or even before.
But I got Gus here. I think Gus is the better all-around fighter, so I got Gus. Go ahead, Gib.
I mean, Alexander Gustafsson, they're both coming off of losses. Obviously, Anthony Smith coming off of a real big loss to John Jones, and you know what? A lot of the fights he wins, he looks like he's about to lose. Volkan Ozdemir, I mean, that was pulled out of the bag. Thiago Santos, this guy went rounds with him. Um, you know, he, even John Jones fight, a lot of fighters commend him for what he did. I think he landed a few body punches, and he really was staying in that fight. Definitely lion-hearted, man. This guy goes hard any fight and is not afraid of anything. And he's one of those guys who started off like, just kind of winning a few fights, losing a lot in a row, sometimes 4-3, and kind of just going through the trial by fire, constantly having fights, constantly building experience, and not really having a crazy style, just outright being tough and going through fights and getting to the end of them and seeing what you can do from there. I think Anthony Smith makes the best of a bad situation, and I think that's a good quality to have in a fighter, especially if you have a more polished and a certain type of fighter, whereas Alexander Gustafsson is just a super polished Dutch kickboxer, super good at clinching, great uppercuts that he used against Glover Teixeira, and especially back in that first John Jones fight was a big problem for him, and was just in his face at all times, throwing a kick out there, and it really seemed like John Jones had a kryptonite or had someone who was on level with him. Losing his last fight with John Jones, no disrespect there. Anthony Smith is just coming back from that same loss. But I mean, they've both definitely proven their worth, and I think either of them are super tough. But fuck, man, I think Alexander Gustafsson actually gets it. I think Anthony Smith has treaded on some very dangerous paths, and I think Gustafsson is a pretty dangerous fight for him. I mean, he's definitely going to get clipped a lot, but he's going to have to scramble around and try to find a win for himself in another way, maybe in the late rounds, or just keep fighting and keep waiting for a moment. But he didn't look very good in that John Jones fight when he got tired, and it really seemed like he got exhausted. Whereas I think Alexander Gustafsson might have a bit more prepared gas tank with his somewhat frequent fights. I mean, he did fight a little bit more in 2018 as well as with John Jones fight. So, yeah, I got Alexander Gustafsson as well.
Okay, well, 40 seconds to spare. Cool. Okay. So we're doing this earlier next week. Nice big card next week. UFC 238. Cejudo Moraes. Valentina's on that card. Cejudo Moraes is on that card, right? Yeah. Ton of sick fights on that card. We'll break that down next week. I'm all tired and shit, so good night, guys. We'll see you next week.
Go Rap.